kick off with ArcelorMittal. That company slumping to a loss in the third quarter, citing the stronger rand as one of the key issues behind the weaker result. We're sitting today at 106 rand 40 cents, down 3 1/3% on the day. Your take on ArcelorMittal?
I think the stock was down on two factors. A was, as you mentioned, the results. The results slightly worse than expected. There were some analysts out there that were looking for the company to return to profitability, which will probably now happen in the fourth quarter. The third quarter loss was only 60 million compared to about a second quarter loss of 600 million. So things definitely going in the right direction. But the company also lost an arbitration against Kumba Iron Ore regarding access to the Shishin iron ore. And I think that also weighed on the stock. That news came out probably around midday. So negative for Arcelor from a sentiment point of view, and probably a bit positive for Kumba.
Nampak saying that headline earnings per share are expected to fall between 45 and 65%, again citing the stronger rand as impacting their results.
That's correct, and that's really coming from two avenues. Import substitution, as the rand is stronger, a lot more packaging material can come into the country. But I think it's also hurting our exporters as well, and Nampak, quite a big manufacturer of cartons into which sort of South African fruit goes offshore, so that's also hurting them. Bear in mind though that Nampak is under the sort of a new stewardship of a new CEO, so perhaps we're also seeing some sort of restructuring and once-off costs that might come through in these results, which weren't highlighted in the trading update, so we'll actually have to wait for those results to go through those.
Given the weakening in the South African rand that we're seeing right now, and certainly the finance minister's comments that a weaker rand is needed, we're looking at 1708 on Nampak today, down 4 1/3% going forward. Do you think that this could be a stock worthwhile accumulating?
Like I said, there is a restructuring potential that is finally happening with changes in the board and changing management, so we certainly do own the stock. And we would be looking to a sort of much better outlook for the stock under the new stewardship of the new board and the new CEO. But yes, I think challenging conditions as the rand remains at these levels, and South African manufacturing remains under pressure. But yeah, definitely one for the long term.
Telkom, we've heard news out of the Competition Commission that they're wanting to fine the company 10% of 2009 revenue for abusing its monopoly situation. Telkom today down 1 2/3% at 43 rand 37. What's your take on this stock?
Well, given the movement in the share price, it doesn't look like the market's expecting the full fine to actually be paid. You are correct, the Competition Commission has asked the tribunal to enforce the 10% administrative penalty on total revenue, but historically they haven't imposed such a large fine. That would work out to about 7 rand per share, but I think most estimates would probably be below that.
Johnny, on the overall market, we're down for the second day in a row. Where are we heading from here? Of course, much debate on whether we're going to see a significant pullback from these levels, or we're going to resume that bull trend.
Well, our view has been for a while that we should see some kind of pullback, and the market really only pulled back for 2 days. Prior to that, we were on the rally for around 5-6 days. So we're back at about the 26,000 level. Our view is the market has run ahead of the fundamentals, and we go into a reporting season from next week. We think some of those reports will generally be quite poor, and that might, together with some weak US news, result in the market pulling back even further.